The scanner chamber was older than most civilizations. Its walls were built from layered alloys no longer manufactured, etched with symbols from extinct species that had once believed numbers could explain the universe. For millennia, every sentient race that joined the galactic concord passed through this room. Strength was measured. Threat was calculated. Limits were defined. No species had ever failed classification. Until today, the chamber of measures, the hall of assessment hummed as the scanner awakened. Light flowed like liquid glass across the circular platform, bending around the lone figure standing at its center. Human, Captain Elias Ward stood straight, hands at his sides, wearing a simple black uniform devoid of medals. Around the chamber, representatives of 73 species watched from floating balconies, their eyes, compound, crystalline, luminous, or artificial, fixed on the display columns rising from the floor. The Calori archivist adjusted her neural crown. Begin baseline scan. Symbols cascaded down the central monolith. Mass, acceptable. Bone density, elevated. Muscle output, moderate. Reaction time, above average. Soft murmurs rippled through the chamber. A physical species, hissed the Virex delegate. Predictable. The scanner continued. Pain tolerance, high. That earned a few clicks of interest. Adrenal response, extreme. Now heads turned. The light around Ward intensified, mapping not only flesh but electrical impulses, hormonal surges, neural elasticity. The scanner probed deeper, past biology, into behavioral prediction matrices. Then the first anomaly appeared. The data stream slowed, paused, then restarted from a different angle. Aggression index, context dependent. That's unusual, the archivist muttered. The machine recalibrated, pulling from historical simulations, famine scenarios, extinction events, asymmetric warfare, loss of homeworld, death of kin. The human did not move. The scanner did. Lights shifted from blue to amber, then to red. When numbers fail, the first alarm chimed softly, unsure of itself. Survival probability under total collapse. Undefined. Undefined values were rare. They usually meant missing data. The scanner compensated by increasing resolution. It accessed human history. Wars fought with sticks and stones. Wars fought with fire. Wars fought with machines. Wars fought after the world had already burned. The chamber grew quiet. Endurance under attrition. Increasing. Impossible, said a Threxian tactician. Attrition lowers efficiency. Not for them, replied the archivist, voice tight. The scanner displayed a simulation. A human unit surrounded, outnumbered 10 to 1. Supplies gone, no extraction. The probability curve dipped, then rose higher. Combat effectiveness at 5% survival odds, elevated. Another simulation. A human colony ship crippled, drifting between stars. Expected outcome, extinction. Actual outcome, adaptation. The scanner tried to assign a ceiling. It failed. Numbers spiked, then flattened, then broke scale. The light around Ward flared crimson. Across the main display, text appeared. Not numbers, not symbols, but language. Warning. Subject exceeds classification parameters. Gasps echoed. The scanner had never issued a warning before. Then the final line rendered itself, letter by letter, glowing red as it burned into the air. Do not classify. The question no one wanted to ask. The chamber erupted. This must be an error, screeched the Virex delegate. Shut it down, demanded another, before it destabilizes. The archivist raised all four hands. Silence. The machine has not malfunctioned in 12,000 cycles. All eyes returned to the human. Captain Ward exhaled slowly. So is that good or bad? Laughter would have eased the tension. None came. The archivist descended from her platform, her robes whispering against the floor. Human Ward, she said carefully, the scanner cannot determine your limits. Ward shrugged. Yeah, that tracks. A murmur of disbelief. How? Asked the crystalline entity, light refracting sharply. Can a species evolve without measurable boundaries? Ward looked up at the glowing warning still hovering above him. We have boundaries. We just move them. The scanner, still active, displayed a final dataset. Trigger conditions for maximum output. Protection of offspring. Defense of home. Preservation of ideals. Refusal to surrender. The last line pulsed brighter than the rest. Refusal, whispered the archivist. Ward met her gaze. You asked how strong we are. It should have asked why. Why the line glowed red. Emergency protocol lights ignited as Concord security units armed themselves, then hesitated. None stepped forward. The scanner began compiling a recommendation, not a classification, a warning, addressed to the Galactic Concord itself. Humans should not be measured as assets or threats. They should be regarded as variables, unstable, adaptive, escalatory. The archivist felt something unfamiliar coil in her neural net. Fear, Captain Ward, she said quietly. If your species cannot be classified, how should we engage with you? Ward thought for a moment. Then he smiled, not wide, not cruel, but tired and sincere. Same way you engage with anything dangerous, he said, with respect, or not at all. The scanner powered down at last. The red warning remained, etched permanently into the chamber's core systems, copied, backed up, transmitted across Concord space. Every species that would enter this hall in the future would see it, not as a threat, not as a boast, but as a fact, because strength could be measured, weapons could be counted, armies could be defeated, but a species that refused to accept its limits? That was something the universe had never learned how to classify. And somewhere deep within the ancient machine, beneath layers of logic and law, the scanner recorded its final conclusion. Humans do not break when pushed past their limits. They redefine what limits mean. The line glowed red, and it would never fade.